Our performance of Otello is something that we're calling a festive staged concert, and I don't want this to be off-putting to anybody. I love this kind of performance situation. You know, we go to operas and we love lavish sets and costumes. That's great. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, that's what opera is in part. Opera is also something that folks don't often get to see, and that is the part that I'm so very much involved with, and that is the orchestral, the orchestral part. What in a piece like Otello, the orchestra is such a vibrant and quintessential, indispensable component of the drama. So for our performances here, the orchestra is going to be on stage, and when the opera opens up with The Storm, for example. The orchestra really is that storm, and not only do we see it and feel it, we almost in a tactile kind of way we see these folks making that sound that is the lifeblood of this piece. Otello lends itself specifically to this kind of performance, largely because of the fact that I mentioned earlier that the orchestra is not just an accompanimental aspect. The orchestra isn't merely accompanying with, a succession of eighth notes, the melodic line. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's wonderful. But the orchestra is absolutely incredibly vibrant. There's a moment in Act 3 when Otello is just absolutely in dismay over the idea that the one thing in his life that means the most to him. He's talking to God. He says, "You could have taken away all of my glory. You could have taken away anything, but to take away Desdemona, to take away my love, it's just more than I can handle." The orchestra is playing this unbelievable music, and he is just making these statements, non-melodic, almost just talking. That's unique to Otello. It's also a way that I think allows the totality in a vertical kind of way. When I say vertical, I'm talking from top to bottom. I'm talking about from the orchestra to the chorus to the singers, all of it to be present, right there, the entirety of the document, everything that Verdi and Boito, the librettist, wants us to see, and Shakespeare. It's all right there. And it's a way to connect with our psyche and our emotions that I think is unique and different than the standard way of seeing an opera. And there's nothing wrong with the standard way of seeing opera. That's what we live for. This is a peek behind the curtain, or I should say, into the pit, that I think is going to be exciting to people who haven't experienced opera in this way. And because Otello has such depth and integrity. As a piece of music and as a piece of drama, I think it's ideal for this kind of interpretation.